Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. As always, my name is Jamaralyr. Thank you so much for landing on this video. However, what I wanted to discuss within this video, as you can probably tell by the title of the video, I'm probably going to be looking down at my phone a lot throughout the video just because I have a couple of notes here. What the title of the video states is basically how to increase your revenue without paid ads. And this is for all my e-commerce brand store owners who have an online store, or honestly, the material and the criteria that I'm going to be explaining to you within this video can be used and put towards literally anything business wise. So if you have a business, if you have a service-based business, you know, you can do the same exact thing, because honestly, what I'm going to be discussing today is email sequences. So I'm going to be discussing the top 3 email sequences that you guys need to be putting in place on whatever hosting site that you have or email software you have, so that you guys can increase your revenue just by your email sequences. Now, before I even dig deep on those email sequences, I just want to state the importance of emails just in itself. So emails and email marketing is something that I feel like a lot of people just kind of sleep on and just kind of throw it to the back and don't really pay too much attention or put too much effort into it. And I honestly think that you guys are leaving out a huge opportunity for your business and your revenue just as it is. Email marketing and just utilizing emails can do you wonders. And like I said, this can be either for e-commerce stores or just any type of service-based business, or even if you're just trying to collect emails for, I don't know, if you sell like an info product or something. How should I explain this to you? So when you have, or you're getting ready to sell something or market something, before you even come out with something or launch that product or service, you should have some type of landing page set up for you where you are collecting some emails, you know, whether it's let's use the example of my ebook, as the majority of my subscribers know that I have an ebook. I'll list it down below. It's always listed below in my description box. If you would like to purchase it, it is $10. But let's use that for an example. If I sell an ebook, I want to collect emails prior to that. So I'm gonna like go on my social platforms, I'm gonna hype up the product and basically state, you know, I'm coming out with this this ebook, my apologies, I'm coming out with this ebook within the next 2 weeks, but here's a waiting list. Start, you know, put your emails there so that you're the first one to know. And this goes for everything. You guys know I also have a vegan, cruelty and paraben-free cosmetics line called Luxe as well. So when I did my launch for that, I built up hype. I think I started about 2 or 3 weeks, almost a month before I actually launched my products. And I was basically like, you know, start signing up for my email list. You guys will be the first one to know. I even did an incentive to whereas if they did sign up on my email list, that they would get access to be the first ones to actually purchase access to my store on launch day. About 5 or 10 minutes earlier. So you have to throw some incentives and some things out there for in exchange for that email, because believe it or not, an email is a form of currency. Like nowadays, if you sign up for something and you give your email out, you're going to be bombarded. I don't want to say bombarded, actually, let me not use the word bombarded, but you're going to get emails from that company and from that business on specials, on just, you know, informational emails, on surveys, whether, you know, you like the experience when you visited this place. So emails are a form of currency, and you guys have to understand that and understand the concept of how important an exchange of an email is, which therefore goes into play when you have a business or when you have, you know, your own e-commerce store or service-based business. How important emails are and building your email list is very, very important. So you guys need to understand that and stop like throwing that like stop telling yourself like it's not important, like I'll focus on that when I need to, or just throwing out emails here and there whenever you guys feel like it. Like you guys should be setting up some automations, which is in sequences, which is exactly what I'm going to be discussing today. So I'm going to be discussing the top 3 core email sequences that you should be putting in place and creating. So after you guys watch this video, let's say if you guys were struggling with some sales, or if you guys, you know, needed some more, you know, more people to convert and you're struggling with your conversion rates, this is what is going to help you. I promise you, I could attest to this because even myself, I am guilty of doing the same thing. I know everything that I should do, but there are times where like I get into little funks and I'm lazy myself. Trust me, I'm not perfect. nobody is. But what I can tell you is every time I bust down an email and I throw an email out, I shouldn't say throw, every time I, you know, put an email out for my online store, I swear to God, I always get sales from just one email, which is insane. So imagine if you're constantly doing emails, throwing out emails there, how many people you'll actually convert. And the beauty of, like I said, email marketing and throwing out emails to those on your email list is that maybe they're not going to convert right then and there, but over time you're developing a relationship through emails with that, you know, quote unquote cold or warm lead or soon to be customer that eventually will convert down the road. So you guys have to keep that in mind. Now, enough of me rambling about that. I hope that you guys get the gist of how important emails are and how important email marketing is for online stores and service-based businesses. Now, let's go ahead and jump right into the 3 core email sequences. Now it's time to discuss the 3 core email sequences that I believe that every service-based or every e-commerce store should have in place and have set up. Now, I know in the beginning of the video, you heard me talk about automations and just sequences that you guys should create, you know, in beforehand of even releasing anything, or if, let's say if you've already launched, start that now, because an automation is the easiest way. Honestly, it's something that you create within, you know, whatever email provider you have, and it just, like the word says, it's automated. It just sends out every time either, and there's different types of automations as well, and I can make a complete other video going more in depth on the different types of automations. Let's go ahead and introduce the three core email sequences. So the 3 core email sequences that you need to have in your service-based business or e-commerce store is a welcome series, and abandon a cart series, and a post-purchase sequence. Now, since I'm going to be talking all about increasing conversions, like I said, the best way to increase your conversions without having to, you know, redesign your website or do it in a super special way is by having the email sequences put in place. Now the welcome series, let me introduce you to the welcome series. The welcome series is all about getting your customers or these leads to know, like, and trust you. Now, a welcome series automation, you can go ahead and set a trigger to basically send this email out and this entire series in automation every time someone signs up through the little newsletter that the majority of like e-commerce stores has. So if someone was to land on your website now, like on Luxe, for example, I have a little pop-up that basically states like, you know, unlock 10% off your first order, and they put their email in, and then as soon as they do that, they get sent the 10% off code so that they can use it on their first order. And then also after that, there's a little welcome series that comes into play, and that's triggered every time someone the first time someone puts their email in. So the first time someone puts their email in, they get a little 10% coupon code off for me, and then they also get information about my company and so forth and so on. So I hope that you understand how important the welcome series is, especially if someone just comes across like a cold lead, for example. Someone is just coming across your brand for the first time. Now, they land on your website, they're looking through the website, they see that you have a newsletter, they're skeptical, you know, they're not ready to actually purchase just yet, but they're willing to give you an exchange, you know, that form of currency. They're willing to give you the email in exchange for whatever it is that you're offering in exchange for their email. So mine, for example, is a 10% off the first order. Now, they might not use the 10% off, but they might still give you the email just to have it, you know, in their email. Now, after that, what then happens if you have this email series automation put in place, you can go ahead and send them the first email, like basically say, thank you so much for joining our family. We're so excited to have you here. Stay tuned for, I don't know, just basically introduce your business to them. You know, it's a welcome series. You want to start creating emails that within the series, in this automation, you want to create emails that tell these cold people, these warm, now it's warm because they like your brand enough to give you that email of theirs. So now since it's warm, you want to warm them up and you really want to like nurture them. This is called nurturing that lead. So you want to really nurture them by sending these emails out, this welcome series out, by basically explaining the importance of COLOUT, or the importance behind your brand, why they should choose you, you know, the story behind your brand and how it came out, so that it's more on a personable level. So you really want to get to know them and form that welcome series like that. So nurture them through there. Now, the abandon a cart series is another one, and I'm pretty sure you guys should know this if you guys do have an e-commerce store or like again, a service-based business. Now, abandoned cart is basically all about getting the customers or people who have been on your site who have added something of yours to their cart, but just have not purchased yet. Maybe they added a cart and they got distracted and left and just haven't purchased and it's still in their cart hanging out there. Now, I wanna throw an example out here for you. Fashion Nova, for all my ladies who shop, Fashion Nova is probably one of the best, have some of the best like abandoned cart series, whether it's text message marketing, Facebook Messenger, or like email marketing that they send out. If you leave something in their cart, they will bombard you with like different types of codes to get you back into the store to purchase. And that is honestly the smartest and the best way to do it, because I swear to God, I always fall into it and I always go back and purchase, because they end up giving me like a better discount or like a discount to apply on top of whatever sale that they're already having on. So that is exactly what you want to do and have put in place. So your abandoned cart series, like I said, is basically all about getting those people who have left an item of yours in their cart or a service to come back to your website and finish what they started. You know, get them to check out, get them to give you their money, to give you the money, purchase your product, or book that service of yours. So that is super important, because I swear there's so many, I swear it's insane. If I was to show you like Luxe and the amount of people who go on my website, click on a product, wandering around, add it to the cart, but just kind of like leave. Like I have a couple, I always have like a list of them in there. Now there's always an email that goes out to them a couple of minutes, I want to say, I think it's like 30 minutes or an hour after they did it, because you don't want to do it like instantly, you know what I mean? But you also don't want it, the trick is to not leave such a big open space in between the time of when they added that to cart to when your email sends out either, because then it's like, okay, well, they completely forget about it. You want to do it at a reasonable time, not too soon, not too far, like not too like long, if that makes sense, because you want to still catch them in like while they're still thinking about your product and they still haven't forgot, you know. So that's the trick to do it. So I always send, I think my first email of that series out, I think 30 minutes to an hour after they left my website, after adding something of mine to their cart. And I promise you, and within that email, I always give like an incentive, like Fashion Nova does, for example. Like I always give like, take an additional like 15 or 20% off. Like I don't know what it is that I have in there. I haven't changed it or checked it in a while, but I promise you the amount of people who purchase after that gets sent out is a lot. I promise. Now, this is not for you guys to just go on my store, add things to my car, add things to your cart and wait until you get this email, because that's wrong with you. But what I am saying is that this is something that you guys need to be utilizing and implementing into your, you know, sequences and your emails and your strategy to increase your conversions. Because if you're not implementing this abandoned cart series, you guys are leaving a lot of money on the table. Now, the last and final one is your post-purchase email sequence. And this is all about getting those who have actually purchased, you know, a product of yours already to come back to your store and buy more products from you. And then also to give you user-generated content, such as reviews, like a survey, some sort of testimonial, or recommend your brand to your friends. So for example, if I purchase something, or I went to, what's it called? I'm gonna say like Disney World. I'm just gonna throw that out there. So let's say I go to Disney World. I've already purchased a ticket. I've had my experience, whatever. Now, 2-3 days later pass by, I get an email from Disney World stating, how was your experience? Was it a 5-star? Like something along like, can you do a survey of how your experience was? This is what I mean, and this is like the criteria that goes into the post-purchase email sequence. Like basically, not only just like a thank you for purchasing, or thank you for visiting, or thank you for, you know, coming to my salon, or, you know, spa, or whatever it is that you guys do. It's also about getting these people to either fill out a survey so that you guys know on your end what you have done right, what you guys could do better, or if it's perfect, you can use that to post. Like it's content that you guys can also post on other email sequences or other email blasts that you would like to do about like basically bloating gloating about how great your products and services are, or, you know, use a screenshot of the survey, the 5-star survey, for content of yours for your social media platforms. So you guys have to understand that that is leverage for you right there, and it's so important to get that. Get them to do reviews, get them to, you know, after they do a survey, ask them, you know, here's a shareable link within this email, share, or do like a referral thing, like set up like a referral program that you guys can also implement. Like, here's a code that, you know, anyone you guys refer to could use on their first purchase, or, you know what I mean? And then in exchange for that, you guys get like a discount off of your next purchase. You know what I mean? Like, implement those within this post-purchase email sequence, because retention is so important, you know? And it's not only about the testimonials, it's also about getting those people to come back to your store as well. So, you know, every time that I order from a boutique online, I'm gonna use Fashion Nova again, but any boutique I think nowadays does the same thing, that every time you order from them, they always include like a little like card, like a little like thank you card, thank you for purchasing. It's like a nice little design and picture on it. And then it also includes like a 25% off or 30% off coupon code for your next purchase. And there's also a time frame within that. It's not just like, oh, use it whenever you want to. It's a little time frame that says it expires within 2 weeks from the time that you get this. So it's so important to also keep that in mind. You have to have like a time frame or a limit so that people are constantly going back to you and purchasing. So make sure that you have this post-purchase email sequence in place. And not only that, but all 3 of the sequences that I just explained to you. So again, I'm going to reiterate them. It's the welcome series, it's the abandon a cart series, and then it's the post-purchase sequence. Now, have these after you watch this video, start working on them. I swear to God, these will increase your conversion rates. These will allow you to make much more revenue on your online store or service-based business, wherever it is. Implement emails. Emails are so important. Build that email list if you're just starting. Build that email list, build emails. Emails are so important, I promise you. Now, before I end this video, I really want you guys to understand this. Like, if you take anything, understand this, because this will probably like flip like a light switch on your head. Now, emails should be responsible for about 30% of your revenue coming in. So it is super important to have those email sequences in place. 30% of your revenue. So understand that, okay? I hope you get that. I know it sounds crazy, but email sequences are that important, okay? So without further ado, I know I've been rambling on for quite a while. This video seems like it's gonna be a little bit of a longer video, but gave you a lot of value. I hope that you take what I explained to you today and implemented it. If you were watching this, I'm pretty sure you're either struggling on getting more like conversions, or you're looking to better your ways, or whatever it is that you guys are currently doing in regards to increasing your conversions, or just trying to implement more things when it comes to like marketing wise or emails. So take what I explained to you today, implement the 3 core email sequences and automations into your website and into your service provider so that you guys get more conversions. And I promise you, you guys will be so happy that you did this. Now, thank you guys so much for tuning into this video and sticking with me for such a long time. I talk a lot, but hope that it was helpful for you. And again, thank you as always for always tuning into my videos. Give this video a like if you guys thought it was helpful and I gave you some value. Comment down below what you guys would like to see next from me, and always subscribe if you have not already. And yeah, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.